Now, the Mauritius Commercial Bank, Mauritius' oldest and largest commercial bank, has joined forces with UnionPay to launch this week the first UnionPay card in Africa. The card, jointly issued by UnionPay and MCB, will be accepted in over 140 countries and regions, including the US. For more, I'm joined by Banesh Manga, head of cards at MCB. Banesh, thank you so much for joining us. Now, how will this card and particularly this partnership boost business between Mauritius and China?
Yeah, so thanks, Maripo. Thanks for this information. So as we just mentioned, we are going to be launching, we've launched the first China UnionPay card in the whole of Africa. It's a big moment, of course. UnionPay is effectively the biggest network in the world with around 3.7 billion cards, much larger than Visa and MasterCard. And thanks to this, our customers have access now to 8 million points of acceptance across China and Southeast Asia. So it's a big plus to our customers thanks to that.
Of course, Banesh, we also know that MCB is also in at least three other countries in the region, Seychelles, Madagascar, as well as Mozambique. How are your customers positioned to benefit from this partnership with UnionPay?
No, as you say rightly, in the very short term, we shall be rolling out the acquiring side for all these various countries. What will happen is, consequently, business travelers from China who come to these various countries will have their cards accepted. And as we saw in Mauritius, and we've already done the acquiring in Mauritius, and what we see is basically these are high spent, great, very much profitable transactions which effectively increase the trade between the countries. And that effectively helps in terms of acceptance, whether it's hotels or whether it's business trade in these various countries.
Talk us through the rationale behind the decision to choose for a prepaid option for this card.
So it's very simple. I mean, we have in Mauritius 1.2 million people. 800,000 who are effectively people who are eligible for cards. Thanks to prepaid, these cards are not restricted to just Mauritius Commercial Bank customers, which is half of these customers, but in fact all Mauritians. So that's a big plus, which is effectively available through it being a lightweight card, which is a prepaid card. And suddenly the Mauritians can now have access to the UnionPay network. And if you go in China, you'll find that effectively in these countries, you can use only the Visas and MasterCards for transaction in hotels and ATMs. But thanks to the prepaid UnionPay card, now it's used for all shops, all restaurants, everywhere. So you can have the whole experience of China, but at the same time do lots of trading and commerce in China. That's very powerful. There you go.
Of course, you know, when one looks at the messaging of MCB, you get a sense that MCB sees itself as a bank of banks in Africa. And yet at the same time, there's also the possibility of seeing your network expand. How do you reconcile these two rather different positions?
So MCB is very good at effectively the whole principle of banking, which is on one hand lending policies, on the other hand is payment policies. So what we have effectively based on this is some good principles and strategies of how to do the lending, at the same time great systems which feed the payment processes. This is our strength. And obviously, in various countries in Africa, there are some great banks who know their market very well. Our journey is to be partners. Our journey is to effectively help these wonderful great banks in Africa who have a great mastery of the various markets, put in the systems, put in the policies, put in the strategies, the various products which adapt to the market and make the business grow. It's a game of partnership.
Of course, Banesh, if one just casts a backward glance for a bit, when cards first started coming into the banking industry, we all got very excited about plastic money, as it were. Now, if we were to look forward a little bit more, how is MCB hoping to tap into or at least leverage technology and innovation to roll out even more innovative solutions in the future? Is there anything in the cards?
The journey is a wonderful journey. I can share this with you. If you think about banking, banking has started as basically being branch-centric. You come to the branch and you get all the services of banking involved. With the cards, it moved towards being ATM or a bit of POS-centric because some services are concentrated around it, and it's getting closer to the people. The world is evolving very quickly in the world of banking and is now reaching the world of mobile payments, mobile banking. And consequently now the services are effectively centered around the customer. So effectively what it means is if you're on your couch and you're watching your telly, You can right now in a new world of banking, and we've launched a new solution called Juice. And in the world, in this new world, you can be in your house, you can check your balance, you can do transfers, and in a new world, which is coming up very soon, and you'll find it very quickly, you will find that you can be in your office again or in your home and yet transfer money across the world, anywhere in the world. That's going to happen. And the other side of it, and that's very interesting, that's very pertinent, is that banks have always been in the model of, again, lending and payments. But with this new world of mobile payments, we enter a world of being lending, payments, but at the same time marketing. What does that mean is that banks are obviously banks of merchants, banks of clients, and they can build this beautiful ecosystem where they're going to give the best offers from the merchants, from these older shops, to these various customers. And consequently, I can be here watching telly, wanting to go to a restaurant tonight, and have a GPS connection and a GPS pointing, know exactly all the best deals or the best restaurants, the best electronic shops around where I am. So that's a new world which is coming up. This is a new world of banking coming up. Mobile payments, mobile banking is going to revolutionize the world of banking. It's going to take it to another space. And at the same time, talking about where Africa is, well, what's beautiful about Africa is that where the US and Southeast Asia are ahead in terms of technology, the African space is effectively leaders in its own world. Not necessarily technology, but in terms of creativity. When the POS came in, it basically moved very quickly into the world and it developed the whole footprint of acquiring. That was a revolution. M-Pesa, well-known story. And the last story is in our Juice application, we can transfer money to people and they can get their money without even using a card. We send them 2 codes for the application, they go to the ATM, put in these 2 codes, and straight away get a cash out. This solution was born in Africa, and this is where Africa is leading in the world of banking, in the world of payments.